Welcome to a world where the past haunts the present. Tonight we delve into the eerie tales of the haunted evidence locker, a place where echoes of forgotten crimes linger in the shadows. Prepare yourself for 3 spine-chilling stories that will make you question what lurks in the dark. These are the accounts of objects imbued with malevolence, ghostly apparitions, and the detectives driven to the brink of madness by the secrets they hold. Lock your doors, turn off the lights, and prepare to be terrified as we unlock the secrets of the haunted evidence locker. Our first tale revolves around a cursed necklace, a beautiful yet sinister artifact locked away in the deepest recesses of the haunted evidence locker. This is no ordinary piece of jewelry. It's a conduit for misfortune, a harbinger of doom for any soul unfortunate enough to come into contact with it. The necklace, a string of shimmering opals set in tarnished silver, was once the prized possession of a wealthy socialite, a woman known for her beauty and charm. But her charmed life took a dark turn when she received the necklace as a gift from a mysterious admirer. Shortly after, tragedy struck. Her husband died under suspicious circumstances, his fortune vanishing overnight. The socialite, now a grieving widow, found herself plagued by illness and misfortune. Her friends abandoned her, whispering tales of a curse that followed her like a shadow. Driven to despair, she took her own life, the cursed necklace clasped tightly in her hand. The necklace found its way to the police station, treated as just another piece of evidence in a tragic but otherwise unremarkable case. It was locked away in the evidence locker, its dark history forgotten. But the curse, it seemed, was far from over. The first officer to handle the necklace after the socialite's death met a gruesome end, his car crushed in a freak accident. The second officer assigned to the case, a seasoned detective known for his skepticism, scoffed at the rumors of a curse. He too would become another victim, his life cut short by a sudden and inexplicable illness. As the body count rose, whispers of the cursed necklace spread through the police station like wildfire. Officers refused to handle the artifact, fear twisting their gut with each passing glance at the locked drawer containing the necklace. Driven by a morbid curiosity and a desire to debunk the superstition surrounding the necklace, a young detective decided to investigate. He requested access to the evidence locker, determined to uncover the truth behind the so-called curse. The old-timer at the station, a grizzled sergeant who had seen his fair share of darkness, warned him against it. Some things, he rasped, his voice heavy with foreboding, are best left undisturbed. But the young detective, blinded by his ambition, ignored the warnings. He scoffed at the stories, dismissing them as mere superstition. He was a man of logic, a man of reason. He would not be swayed by ghost stories and old wives' tales. He opened the drawer containing the necklace, the metal screeching in protest, as if warning him one last time. The air grew heavy, the temperature dropping to a bone-chilling cold. The detective reached for the necklace, his fingers brushing against the cold, smooth opals. And that's when he felt it. A surge of icy dread that shot up his arm and spread through his body. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. He knew then that the stories were true. The necklace was cursed. Next, we uncover the mystery of the phantom fingerprints, ghostly impressions that appeared on evidence from cold cases, taunting detectives with the promise of resolution while leading them down a path of chilling uncertainty. These weren't smudged prints, easily explained away as contamination. These were crisp, fresh prints appearing on evidence long since bagged, tagged, and locked away. The phenomenon began subtly. A fingerprint here, a partial print there, always appearing on cases that had gone cold, cases that haunted the detectives with their lack of closure. At first it was dismissed as a clerical error, a mix-up in the chaotic world of the evidence room. But as the phantom fingerprints appeared with increasing frequency, a sense of unease, of disbelief, settled over the police station. The first case to truly draw attention to the phantom fingerprints involved the murder of a young woman named Sarah, her life cut tragically short. Her case had gone cold, the lack of leads leaving detectives frustrated and disheartened. But then, on the anniversary of her death, a set of fingerprints, clear as day, appeared on a photograph of Sarah that had been in evidence for years. The prints were a match for none other than Sarah herself. The impossible had occurred. The fingerprints defied logical explanation. How could prints appear on a photograph years after it was developed? A photograph that had been sealed in an evidence bag? The question gnawed at the detectives, driving them to the brink of obsession. Then, the phantom fingerprints struck again, this time appearing on a handwritten note found at the scene of a brutal robbery. The note, analyzed countless times, had yielded no usable prints. Now, a fresh set of prints marred the paper, prints that matched a known criminal, a man who had died months before the robbery took place. Word of the phantom fingerprints spread throughout the department, whispers of the impossible echoing through the halls. Some detectives refused to work on the cases, terrified of what they might find, what they might unleash. Others, driven by a morbid curiosity, found themselves drawn to the cases, desperate to unravel the mystery of the phantom fingerprints. The evidence locker, once a place of logic and order, was now viewed with a mixture of fear and morbid fascination. It was a stark reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, lest we awaken forces beyond our comprehension. Chapter 3. The Ghostly Whisper. Finally, we reveal the chilling account of the ghostly whispers, disembodied voices that echoed through the desolate halls of the evidence locker, driving one detective to the brink of madness. These weren't the musings of the wind or the creaking of an old building settling. These were whispers, faint yet distinct, imbued with an eerie sentience that chilled the very marrow. Detective Michael Harris, known for his stoicism, was the first to encounter the ghostly whispers. A seasoned investigator, he had spent countless hours in the evidence locker, poring over case files. One evening, as Detective Harris worked late, a cold draft snaked through the evidence locker, sending a shiver down his spine. He dismissed it at first, attributing it to the old building's tendency to hold on to the chill of the night. But then he heard it. A whisper, soft and indistinct, seeming to emanate from the very walls themselves. He paused, his hand hovering over a dusty file, his senses on high alert. The whisper came again, this time a little louder, a little clearer. It was a woman's voice, laced with an undercurrent of sorrow and despair. He couldn't make out the words, but the tone sent a chill down his spine. Detective Harris, his pulse quickening, cautiously made his way through the maze of shelves, his eyes scanning the darkness. The whispers seemed to be coming from the back of the locker, from the oldest section where evidence from unsolved cases was stored. As he approached the back of the locker, the whispers intensified, becoming clearer, more insistent. He could make out a few words now, fragmented phrases that sent a shiver down his spine. "Help me," the voice whispered, its tone pleading, desperate. "Don't let them forget me." The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. He was alone in the evidence locker. He had checked the locks himself. There was no logical explanation for the whispers. Night after night, the ghostly whispers tormented Detective Harris. They seemed to emanate from different areas of the evidence locker, their voices shifting, their pleas becoming more desperate, more unsettling. The whispers wormed their way into his dreams, transforming his sleep into a waking nightmare. The detective, once a beacon of logic and reason, found himself slowly unraveling. He became withdrawn, his demeanor shifting from one of quiet confidence to one of nervous agitation. His colleagues noticed the change in him, their concern growing with each passing day. One evening, as Detective Harris worked late, determined to make sense of the whispers that haunted him, he stumbled upon a case file that sent a chill down his spine. It was a cold case, the murder of a young woman named Elizabeth, her case bearing an eerie resemblance to the whispers that plagued him. The haunted evidence locker, a place where the echoes of forgotten crimes linger, stands as a chilling testament to the enduring power of the unknown. The cursed necklace, the phantom fingerprints, the ghostly whispers. These are just a few of the mysteries that plague this place, mysteries that defy logical explanation. These stories remind us that some mysteries are better left unsolved. Until next time, stay safe and beware of what lurks in the dark. The line between our world and the next is thin, and sometimes the whispers from the other side can be heard if you know where to listen.